Hey everyone, and welcome to The Eye. I'm your host, Cassie Carlson. We have a great show for you this week. We'll hear from head soccer coach Janet Rayfield about what the team can expect this season. We'll also get to know Illini track runner and now Olympian Pedrya Seymour a little bit better. But first, it's time for your Fighting Illini update. Well, it was the first sellout crowd at Memorial Stadium this weekend as the UNC Tar Heels came in. To start things off, Keyshawn Vaughn on the first possession with a 65-yard rushing touchdown gave the Illini a 7-0 lead to start out with, and something for fans to be excited about. UNC sacked by Carol Phillips late in the first, gave them a little momentum, showing what the defense can do. UNC, ready for the punt return, caught at the 25-yard line, but fumbled and recovered by Illini's Caleb Day. Illini gained possession with another chance to score late in the first. We're getting used to hearing Kendrick Foster's name. He had another touchdown this week, third of his season, giving the Illini a 14-7 lead. Here we are in the second quarter now. UNC lined up on their 1-yard line. The snap goes off, and Dewan Smoot gets the safety, first of the season for the Illini. They trail 24-16. UNC will go on to win this one 48-23, but the Illini will be back at Memorial Stadium this Saturday to take on Western Michigan. Now on to soccer. They played Miami of Ohio and Evansville this past weekend. Had a tough loss on Friday, but turned it around against Evansville on Sunday. The highlight of this game, you can see it here, the assist from Patricia George and the goal upper 90 by Summer Schaefer. The Illini won this one 1-0. Women's cross country was at the ISU Country Financial Invitational this past weekend. Highlights from this meet were Audrey Blazek finishing first for the Illini and placing 6th overall. Men's cross country finished second in Kentucky this past weekend, but like women's will have the week off this coming weekend. Men's golf is at home for their Fighting Illini Invitational at Olympia Fields, and men's tennis is back on the road to take on Valparaiso and Harvard. Women's volleyball was in Oregon this past weekend, had a tough loss against Oregon, but turned it around to sweep both Belmont and St. Mary's of California. They head to St. Louis for the Billiken Invitational. And women's soccer, like we said, is back at home on Thursday to take on Purdue for Big Ten play. We caught up with Coach Janet Rayfield after the game on Sunday to see how she hopes this team will progress.
Hey guys, I'm Lauren Mraz here with Illinois head soccer coach Janet Rayfield. And Coach, you guys have quite a different team this year as you've been used to in past years, and that the starting lineup might not be as evident as it usually has been. Has that changed your coaching philosophy at all this season?
Well, I think we've just got a deeper team, and so we can put the pieces of the puzzle together in a lot of ways. And I think as evident in the season, we're still looking for that combination that gets us goals and the goal scoring ability. And so I think we've changed things up. We've used some different lineups and used some different people, and we can continue to do that through the Big Ten if we need to.
And like you said, you guys have been playing well, but in games past it's been a little tough to find the net. How have you kept spirits high and kept that energy going for the team?
Well, I think that's just one of the things that you really have to. Soccer is one of those games, and we've always experienced those times where scoring goals is the most difficult part of this game, and you can play really well on, the field is huge, and you can play really well on 100 yards of it, and that last 20 yards is important, sort of like a football team that gets in the red zone a lot. So, we just have to keep working at it. We have to really, there's two ways you score goals, individuals with great shots and teams with great discipline. And so we're working on both of those right now to try to really get our goal scoring going.
Like you said, you have a really deep team this year. What are you most looking forward to this season?
I think right now we're most looking forward to kind of saying, the non-conference is over. We learned a lot about ourselves, and now we get a clean slate. And we can take what we've learned from this non-conference season, and everybody starts this Big Ten season off 0-0-0. So I'm excited to see what this team does with kind of this fresh start and this ability to say, okay, we may not have scored goals like we wanted to here, but we learned a lot about ourselves, and let's go be a goal-scoring team in the Big Ten season.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Back to you guys in the studio.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
It's hard not to be a fan of a credit card that gives you more while saving you money every single day. The Illini Visa Rewards Card, available only through U of I Community Credit Union.
Competing at a collegiate level is an achievement in itself, but being selected to represent one's own country on the world stage is something else entirely, as we learned when we sat down with Pedrya, a Illini women's track runner and representative of the Bahamas at the 2016 Summer Olympic Games.
Hey Illini fans, I'm Lauren Mraz here with Pedrya of the Illinois women's track team. Now Pedrya, you had quite an exciting summer going to the Olympics. Can you tell me what that experience was like for you and what it meant to you to represent your country at such a high level?
Well, it meant a lot representing my country at the high level. You know, now I look at myself as an ambassador for the country, so I have to make sure that just know and be cognizant of the fact that people are watching me, and people are going to be looking for me in the upcoming season, so yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about how you got started in track and how long you've been running?
Well, it started from a kid. When I was like 10 or 11 years old, I used to run like in the streets back home with my cousins. Of course, we were bare feet, just running up and down the streets, racing each other, and I actually got started at my first track meet, which was a track meet for the local churches in the Bahamas, and one of the deacons from a church, he saw me and he was like, you know, you have the potential to be great. Your mom should enroll you in a track club. And from then my mom enrolled me in a track club, and the rest was history.
Wow, so at that point you knew you were obviously talented, but did you think that you were going to succeed to such a high level?
Not really, but I did make my first Carifta team when I was 13, and Carifta is just it's like a major sporting event for the Caribbean countries, so all the countries come together and we compete against each other, and that was a big deal. Making it at 13, I was really young, so I did it again at the Olympics, being really young, 21, so.
Is there anybody throughout your track career or your life in general that you've looked up to or admired?
Well, I knew I wanted to be an Olympian when Tawny Williams-Darling, she won the 400 at the Olympics, and I remember like them saying Tawny Williams-Darling won a gold medal, and I just like how they praised her and how she was so humble throughout the whole process, and I wanted to be just like her because she was like pretty, and she brought glam to the track, and I like that because, you know, I like to be cute on the track. So
was there a moment when you were in Rio at the Olympics that it really hit you where you were and like how you had made it this far?
It hit me after the semifinals. When I went into the heats, it felt like a normal race. I was nervous and all of that, but after I ran the semifinals and I ran like the 1264, it was like a breakthrough for me because that's what I wanted to do. So that's when I felt like you're really at the Olympics and you really just show up and show the world who you are.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Pedrya. That's all I have for you right now. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
That's all for this week's edition of The Eye. Tune in next week for more from the world of fighting Illini athletics.